My name is Kaylin Shelton. I'm 26 and I have a rare disease called Porphyria. Porphyria is definitely hard to describe considering that it is, again, very rare and only approximately 20,000 people in the whole world have it. From what I know, it affects a person's nervous system and causes them to have an attack. Attacks can be caused or triggered from hormones, fasting, emotional stress, any kind of sickness or infection. An attack typically consists of severe abdominal pain, nausea, confusion. There have been times that even not in a severe attack, I've forgotten my name, my birthday. I've gone to Walmart and tried to buy a loaf of bread and completely forgot why I was there. Once I finally remembered, it took me about 45 minutes to find where the bread was. That was not in a major attack. That was just kind of a typical day. It also causes what's called non-epileptic psychosomatic seizures. They are not considered as seizures as they are not caused from the brain, but they put the form of a seizure and they appear exactly the same. That being said, I had to quit my job. I was working with in-home in-home senior care. And one of my last attacks was at my client's house. It was a 90-year-old man who suffers with dementia. He was home alone. I was having an attack, had to have his daughter call 911, and had to leave him there. That definitely caused me to have to quit my job, as my doctor would not release me to go back to work. I've applied for Medicaid. I've also applied for disability, but right now it's a waiting game. Since I was diagnosed in October of 2020, I have been hospitalized 6 times. When I was diagnosed in October, it was a blessing that every woman on my mom's side of the family has porphyria. If it weren't for that, I would probably still be in the hospitals back and forth trying to figure out what was wrong with me. They thought it could be my gallbladder. They thought I was constipated. They thought I had ovarian torsion, which is where your ovaries flip and basically cut the blood flow off and your ovary starts to die. All of those were fine, but because my mom was hospitalized for approximately 3 to 6 months when she was 18, I knew my great aunt died from porphyria and my great great grandmother also died from porphyria. And now here I am, 26 years old, fighting for my life on a regular basis, in and out of the hospitals once a month. It is a monthly thing because it does go with my monthly cycle. If I were to get pregnant, I could die, or my child could die. Therefore, I had what's called a bilateral self-injectomy and had my tubes removed. I do have 2 wonderful stepdaughters, and my husband and I also plan on adopting, so that wasn't the most difficult decision to make, because I know that a child doesn't have to be biologically mine in order for it to be my child, for me to love it the same exact way. Again, my 2 stepdaughters, I did not birth them. I was not there from the beginning. I'm there in the middle, and I will be there until the end, because they are my girls, and I love them as much as I love my husband, or if they could be my own. They mean the world to me. But considering the disease that I have, having to quit my job, this has also been a struggle in my family, but most importantly, my husband. He has been there with me every single day. Even in the hospital, he has never left my side, except for one night when they put a restriction due to COVID where nobody was allowed to stay the night. At that point, he slept in his truck in the parking garage of the hospital. But again, he has had to suffer right there with me. He has done tree work to try and support me since I lost my job. And that has been very difficult for him because he doesn't have the best health in the world either. He suffers from back pain, from hand pain, multiple daily issues that he has to basically suck up and deal with because I'm not strong enough to. He has been there through everything and tried his absolute hardest to support us. But I can't be alone. I can't drive on my own. If I were to have a non-epileptic psychosomatic seizure or an episode, I could not only kill myself, but I could hurt somebody else. I can't risk that. If I were home alone, if I were to fall, I could get seriously hurt if I were to bust my head on something. I do not feel comfortable being alone. I do not feel comfortable being in public alone. Not only could I hurt myself, I could hurt somebody else, and I'm not risking that. Therefore, we have lost our jobs. We are struggling tremendously. And, at first I told myself, well, I'm not asking anybody for money. I can't ask anybody for help. I was too prideful for that. But right now, I won't be able to make it. My husband and I will not be able to make it if we don't put our pride to the side and actually ask for help. I don't want to become, rich. I just want to be able to pay our bills or be able to have gas money to make it from Asheville to Winston-Salem and back because of the doctor's appointments that I have to go to. But just anything, even prayers. Prayers work just as good as anything else. And, right now I am at a point where I am asking for help. Even if you just say a prayer that God will continue to stay by our side and He will continue to help us, have gas money to make it down here, to be able to pay the car insurance, to be able to buy food for, us and our animals, to keep the lights on, whatever it may be.